Hi guys, it's been a long time since my last video. Sorry I'm busy these days. Today I'm going to share you some tips on how to do the exams. I hope this video can help you to reduce some of the time and so you can have more time to focus on some of other issues. So let's get down to the business. I would suggest you get familiar with the practice exam because the real exam looks very similar with this one. So you need to familiar with which functionalities may be invoked. Okay, let's move on. Yes. After you start the exam, you will see several links on the top side. There is Home, Admin Panel, My Account, Advanced Research. When you click each of them, for example, if you click the Admin Panel, you will see that there is a message told you that the admin interface only available if logging as an administrator. This means that you don't have the access rights. And if you click the My Account or the Advanced Search, then you will see it will redirect you to the login page. This means you need to either figure out the username and password or you need to bypass it. So let's get down to the next slide. There are total two web application there, and it total give you 4 hours. So you need to you need to save some time to quickly identify the problem and save some time so you can focus on some of the issue, because some of the checkpoints some of the variables maybe take you more time. So here I want to give you some suggestions on how to quickly identify some of the problem, or we can skip these checkpoints. For example, because there's two apps there, two web application there, so I would suggest you can run them both together. You can run them simultaneously. But there's one issue here. You don't miss them because they have the different URL, but they look very similar. So keep this in mind. Don't miss them. Then after you start both of the web application, you can try to use the scanner to do the following for you. For example, you can check the HTTP request smuggling using Burp plugin. I would suggest you to take this lab. I already show you this lab. This lab is quite a good example to help you understand the request smuggling and how to make use of the request smuggling to get other users' requests. So what you need to do is to let the scanner just let the scanner to help you to find out the request smuggling issue for you, and then you can try to follow the similar step to try to get other users cookie. And then second one is that you can still also run the scanner to help you to check the refractive and the cross size quit. You can actually you can scan both of them at the same time. So this you can have more time, you can focus on one of them to manually check others. For example, while you are checking for them, you can try to do something like the blue first login. For the blue first login, you can always try to use the user account called carrots, and then the password list is coming from the academy, and then you can just try it. The other one is the host header pointing in the forgot password. Now I will show you how to do it. For example, how could we quickly exclusion some of the vulnerabilities for the host header poisons? There because when you click my account or the advanced search, it will direct you to the login page. There is a link called forgot password functionalities. Like you may suspect it with the host header poison related issues, but let's first to figure out whether it is possible to do the host header poison. You can just simply try to click this link and give it a collect email link and see if you can receive the email. We can make use of the exploit server. There is a functionality on the exploit server. It's called the email client. You can click it and you will get an email address. So after you get the email address, you just put it in the forgot password field, and then you click to reset your password. Just wait for some seconds, and if you don't receive any email, I think you don't need to take other actions, because with a collected email, you cannot receive an email. This means that the functionality is not working at all. This means it is just something so there, but it's actually not work. So this means the host header poison is not possible, because if you want to do the host header poison, one of the conditions is that you need to receive the email first. But if you cannot get an email, then just skip it. Okay, let's see the second issue. It's about the blue first login form. In this case, I think one of the simple way is that you can just assume that the username is carrots, and then a list of password just from the Burp Academy, and you can use run the Burp intruder to see if there is any restriction like the IP being blocked. Actually if you do some exercise on the lab, you will see that there is some examples like this. There will have some restrict, restrictions there. So if you don't see any of the restriction there, it will just show you the password, the username combination is not clear. So in this case, I think you can skip this checkpoint. You don't need to do more rule first, because I think this is not a correct direction. So you can just move to others. The third one is the DOM cross-site scripting, because the Burp has the built-in DOM inventor. You can just use it to quickly identify if there is a DOM cross-site scripting issues. This will help you quickly to if you cannot find the DOM cross squitting issues, then I think you can just skip it. But if you are afraid that you may miss it, I think you can make some records to remind you later to double check it. But I think currently you can just skip it. The fourth is about the JWT, the Johnson Web Token. Uh, I would recommend you to use the Burst JWT indicator because it will highlight the request for you if there is any. This is efficient because you just need to track the process history, and there is a highlight, and you can know that this is the JWT related request, so you can put some time on it. And if there is none highlight, then it means there is totally don't use the JWT, then you can just skip this checkpoint. On the second phrase, just like the practice exam, there is maybe the CQ injection. Then if this is the case, how can you quickly identify the issues? I would still suggest you using the burp scanner to help you, because the burp scanner will help you identify this issue quickly, so you can know it is error based or other types of the CQ injections, and then you can know which parameters may variables. So just let the burp scanner to help you do this job. After you do this, you can just put the request to the CQ Mac and try to run it. Here, I would suggest you to take this CQMAT command as an example, and just replace the parameter. You can also try to save the request from the burp and just put it to the CQMAT. This is all depends all you like. You can do any of the way. And but I will give you some suggestions, like it's better you always include the option P. This is to specify which parameter you want to test. This will save you some time. Otherwise, the CQ map will try each of the parameters, and it may take some time, right? So always specify which parameters you want to test, and these parameters is coming from the burp scanner. You can check it from there. Okay, and then when you copy the cookies, remember to copy the full cookie. So I think you may better to use the option R to include the whole request. This may seem easier. Otherwise, you need to copy the whole cookies. This will include the lab, the lab analyst and the other lab. This is required. Otherwise, you are not able to run the SQL map. And the third one is that you can always try to assume the database is using the Pertree CQ, and the database name is always you can assume it is the public database, and the table is the username, is the users. You can try it. If you are lucky, I think you can quickly figure out the username and the password. And if this way is not working, then you can try to figure out the database first, and then the table, and then the username and password, just like the normal way you figure for the using the CQ map. But I suggest you can first try this default setting, this default value. If sometimes you're lucky, I think you will get the data you want. I hope you wish you luck. And there are some others tips I want to share with you. Sometimes you may see the same kind of vulnerabilities in different labs. Don't be down. This is very sensitive because this is very reasonable because they are actually two different labs. So remember, they are just two different labs. Okay. The second point is that you may try the alert first instead of to get the document cookie, because sometimes you may be able to pop up an alert, but you are not able to get the cookie. This is because it has some restriction. But I think the most important thing is that you need to get to the right direction. So in this case, I would suggest you use the alert one to confirm that you have found the cross-site security issues, and then you can try to see if there is any bypass. For example, you can check from the payload or things website to know that there is maybe some way to bypass. For example, you can double URL encoding, right? Yes, you can try that. The third one is that when you want to get the secret of the characters, then in this way, I also would suggest you first try to get the normal etc password in a Linux system instead of to get the character secret directly. The same reason as the second one, because sometimes you will find that there is some limitations. There's some blacklist to block you to get the characters secret directory. So, but you need to make sure you are on the right direction. So the etc password will help you to identify, to let you know that you are on the right direction, so you can put more efforts on it. If you can't even get the etc password content, then I would suggest you skip this checkpoint. This means maybe it is not valuable, right? Okay. For the fourth one is that because like the cross-site scripting payload or the path traversals, they are all related to something like the URL. So in most of the case, I would suggest you try the double URL encoding to bypass, because sometimes you may find that one URL encoding is not enough, and it's not enough. So in this case, you may try double URL encoding to bypass it. And based on my understanding, the base 64 encoding and the double URL encoding are the most common encoding way will be used. So just practice. So you need to practice more on these two encoding. And the final one is that always remember there may be a rabbit hole in one of the lab, but this is not sure if there will be, but there is possible there is a rabbit hole. So this is what I want to share you, and I wish you luck and hope this video can help you. Thank you for watching.